Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivaradhari Yasodhanandana Brajajanaranjana Yasodhanandana Brajajanaranjana Jamuna Tera Manachari Jamuna Tera Manachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Bhakta-vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Bhakta-vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Vrindavan Dham. Jaya Lalita Vishakha, Jaya Radhe Shyam, Lalita Vishakha, Jaya Radhe Shyam. Nittai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. Nitralepavisto joined Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajakacarya Ashtadhara Sata Sri Srimad A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki Nitralepavisto joined Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivajakacarya Sri Sri Bhakti Siddhanta Goswami Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki जय सख्यात वैराग्य मूर्ति श्री श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय जय श्री श्री भक्ति विनोद ठाकुर की जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ दास बाबा जी महाराज की जय जय श्री रूप सनुतनु भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ षड गोसाई प्रभुगण की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीभासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय जय श्री श्री नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की जय जय श्री श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय जय श्री श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय जय पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय जय श्री श्री द्वारका धाम की जय जय श्री श्री बद्रिका धाम की जय जय श्री श्री अयोध्या धाम की जय जय श्री श्री वृंदा देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय जय श्री श्री भक्ति देवी की जय जय श्री श्री गंगा मैया की जय जय श्री श्री जमुना मैया की जय जय श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय जुग धर्म श्री श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय श्री श्री हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय उपस्थित समस्त भक्त वृंद की जय निताय गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल ऑल ग्लोरीज टू assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा ऑल ग्लोरीज टू assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा ऑल ग्लोरीज टू assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री गुरु अनगुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यां नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी हरे कृष्णा So, on this auspicious month of Purushottam Mas, we have here assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. I first of all seek your blessings and your mercy so that the words which has been allotted today to me, I can properly discuss on that within the which has we have read, I have heard, I have understood little bit. So all of us are in the first chapter of Srimad Bhagavad-Gita. The end title is Observing the Armies. So it has two parts. First chapter, what are they? The first one is Arjuna is observing the armies. And the second half, Arjuna Visada Yoga. Arjuna become morose. He is undergoing a lamentation. That is the second half of this chapter. So today we are going to discuss the text number 15. Kindly repeat after me, whoever are here. Panchajanyam Hrishikeso Devadattam Dhananjayaha Pondram Dadmu Mahasankham Bhima Karma Brukodaraha Panchajanyam Hrishikeso Devadattam Dhananjayaha Pondram Dadmu Mahasankham Bhima Karma Brukodaraha Panchajanyam Hrishikeso Devadattam Dhananjayaha Pondram Dadmo Mahasankham Bhima Karma Brukodaraha. Prabhuji, can anybody repeat? Panchajanyam Hrishikeso Devadattam Dhananjayaha Pondram Dadmau Mahasankham Bhima Karma Virkodaraha Panchajanyam Hrishikeso Devadattam Dhananjayaha Pondram Dadmau Mahasankham Bhima Karma Virkodaraha Panchajanyam Hrishikeso Devadattam Dhananjayaha Pondram Dadmo Mahasankham Bhima Karma Brukodaraha. Matajis, anybody? Panchajanyam Hrishikeso Devadattam Dhananjayaha Pondram Dadmo Mahasankham Bhima Karma Brukodaraha. Okay. So now, word to word meaning. Kindly repeat after me. Panchajanyam, the council named Panchajanya. Rishikesh, Rishika Isaha, Rishikesha. Krishna, the Lord who directs the senses of the devotees. Devadattam, the council named Devadatta. Dhanamjayaha, Dhanamjaya. Arjuna, the winner of wealth. Pondram, the conch named Pondra. Dadmo, blew. Mahasankham, the terrific conch. Bhima Karma, one who performs Herculean tasks. Brika Udaraha, the voracious eater Bhim. The translation and purport of this text by His Divine Grace अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत शिल प्रभुपाद के द्वारा। शिल प्रभुपाद की translation. Lord Krishna blew his conch called Panchajanya. Arjuna blew his, the Devadatta, and Bhima, the voracious eater and performer of Herculean tasks, blew his terrific conch called Paundra. Kindly repeat after me. Lord Krishna blew his conch called Panchajanya. Arjuna blew his, the Devadatta, and Bhima, the voracious eater and performer of Herculean tasks, blew his terrific conch called Paundra. Purport. Lord Krishna is referred to as Rishikesha in this verse because he is the owner of all senses. The living entities are part and parcel of him, and therefore the senses of the living entities are also part and parcel of his senses. That means Krishna's senses. The impersonalists cannot account for the senses of the living entities, and therefore they are always anxious to describe all living entities as senseless or impersonal. The Lord, situated in the heart of all living entities, directs their senses, but He directs in terms of the surrender of the living entity. And in the case of a pure devotee, he directly controls the senses. Here, on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, the Lord directly controls the transcendental senses of Arjuna, and thus his particular name is Rishikesha. The Lord has different names according to his different activities. For example, his name is Madhusudan because he killed the demon of the name Madhu. His name is Govinda because he gives pleasure to the cows and to the senses. His name is Vasudeva because he appeared as the son of Vasudeva. His name is Devaki Nandan because he accepted Devaki as his mother. His name is Jasodanandan because he awarded his childhood pastimes to Jasoda at Vrindavan. His name is Parthasarathi because he worked as charioteer of his friend Arjuna. Similarly, his name is Rishikesha because he gave direction to Arjuna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Arjuna is referred to as Dhananjaya in this verse because he helped his elder brother in fetching wealth when it was required by the king to make expenditures for different sacrifices. Similarly, Bhima is known as Vrukodara because he could eat as voraciously as he could perform Herculean tasks, such as killing the demon Hidimba. So, the particular type of conch blown by the different personalities on the side of the Pandavas, beginning with the lords, were all encouraging to the fighting soldiers. On the other side, there were no such credits, nor the presence of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Director, nor that of the Goddess of Fortune. So, they were predestined to lose the battle, and that was the message announced by the sound of the conch. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितं स हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपीककान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितनं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमपदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरतसे नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं जत्कपतमं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदिनतारिणं श्री चैतन्येश्वरं श्री परमानन्दमाधवम् Hare Krishna. So in this very auspicious month of Purushottam Mass, where any spiritual discussion will be multiplied by how many times? Not in lakhs, in crores. It is said in the month of Kartik, whatever devotional activity we do, it will be multiplied by 1,000 times. But in Purushottam month, it will be 10,000 or 1 lakh times more than month of Kartik. So that is why it is recommended as much as we can hear. We should do Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, all these 9 processes of bhakti. So now coming to this current text, so we are at the 15th verse. So as I said, the chapter is entitled as Observing the Armies. So here in this text, Panchajanyam Hrusikeso, Devadattam Dhananjaya, Paundram Dadmo Mahasankham, Bhima Karma Brukodaraha. So here we can see Panchajanyam is the name of a conch, whose is Krishna's. What is his name? Krishna's Rishikesh. We'll come to that later. It's a very important word. The whole text we can focus on this single word, that is Rishikesa, who is the control of all the senses. He is not only the controller, but he is the owner. He is the supplier. Okay, so all these things will come later on. And Devadatta is the next Kans, which belongs to whom? Arjuna. And what is the name here for Arjuna is Dhananjaya, the one who fetches a lot of wealth. And then the third person, third Kanch which is mentioned is Paundram. It is said this Paundram, this is nothing, this conch is made of human skull. We heard from one of our Maharaj, he was saying this Bhim, he was, and the next word is Mahasankham. It is not an ordinary conch, it is called Mahasankham. Very large, and it was produces tumultuous sound. And by whom? It was like Bhima Karma Brikadaraha, who does Herculean tasks. Bhima Karma, very difficult tasks. And he is also called Brukodara. We'll come one by one. So as all of you have, and what message actually this verse gives? Can anybody guess what is the, why there are three names mentioned, three persons, different names are mentioned? In the previous verse, you have heard Maharaj was mentioning from 12, 13 and 14, these three verses in the previous, in this chapter. Okay? So it is Mahaprasade Govinda. After Prasadam, everybody is feeling sleepy. but it is Purushottam Mass. You have to attentive here. Even a word will go, it will produce lot of effect. So here we see in the 12th and 13th words of this chapter, we have heard already that Bhishma Dev, who was the Senapati, he was the commander in chief of the other side, whose Kaurava side, he blew a conch. The name is not mentioned. Just one conch, Bhishma Dev he blew, and it produced such a, it resembled the sound of a roaring of a lion, just like the very tumultuous sound. And actually that sound produced fear in the heart of whom? Kauravas, not Pandavas. Pandavas are devotees. Bhishma Devi is also devotee. Okay. But externally, it produced a joy in Duryodhana. So what Duryodhana thought, Bhishma Devi is very much, has soft heart towards the Pandavas. From the childhood, they were raised by Bhishma. So that is why he was doubting whether Bhishma will fight to his full potential or not. That is why he made him the commander in chief for the first day, before the war started. So the scenario is like this. So Bhishma, he blew his conch, which externally it produced a very happy situation in the heart of Duryodhana. And simultaneously other drums, the bugles, the trumpets, all these other instruments, other people who are there, the names will come later on, they also blew their conch. There were so many soldiers. How many? 11 Akshonis. One Akshoni will be in several thousands, 23,000, so many. Horses, elephants, soldiers, all together. So that many people are there. All are not blowing, but the main people, they are blowing, and that produced a very tumultuous sound. And then Bhishma didn't speak a single word. He didn't utter a single. He just, Duryodhana told, he immediately blew his conch. Why? The question comes, why? Why didn't say anything? Because Bhishma knew very well this Duryodhan party is going to lose. Then what is the point in talking anything? Waste of time. He is telling, I am eating his, he is giving me salary, I am eating his food. So he didn't want to be ungrateful. So that's why he, as a matter of duty, he is just fighting on behalf of the Kauravas. And how, which verse in Bhagavad-Gita says there is no chance of victory? In the last verse, 18th chapter, verse number 78. Jatra Jogeshwara Krishna, Jatra Partha Dhanurdhara, Tatra Sri Vijayar Dhrutir, Dhruvam Nitir Matir Mama. There it is said, wherever Lord Krishna is there, master of the yogis, Jogeshwar Krishna, and Arjun is there. Jatra Partha Dhanurdhar. Dhanurdhar. So they are there, then there is no chance of victory. There is no chance of any, because goddess of fortune will be there where Krishna is there, obviously. And there is no exceptional power there where Lord Krishna is there. Everything comes from him. Ham sarvasya pramatta sarvam pravartate. So then in the 14th verse, Maharaj was mentioning Bhakti Arja Maharaj. You heard Prithivardhan Maharaj. You heard those who were in the Saturday. He was telling, what is the word used? Tata Sveter Hayer Yukte Mahati Syandane Sthitau Madavaha Pandavas Chaiva Divyau Sankho Pradatmatu. Divyau. There's cons with this. It was actually to mention in the previous 14th verse that the cons which is described in this verse and the next verse about the Pandavas, it is not ordinary cons. Divya means it is transcendental. It is not like this cons we blow during our arti or So that means it has some uniqueness. This each conch was blown by a person who is unique, and each conch has its own speciality. Let us go one by one. Actually, three conches have been described, and then the next verse, Ananta Vijaya by Yudhishthir Maharaj, Nakula and Sahadev, Sughas and Manipuspak. And these are the five. Then there are six conches. So out of all, here we see the first conch is called Panchajanyam. Why it is called Panchajanyam? Pancha means five. So this, by blowing these conch, Lord Krishna is saying, I am going to control all the five senses of Arjuna. You know, all the five senses, knowledge acquiring senses. And out of which the chief sense is the mind. Actually, what is the background of Panchajanya? Panchajanya Sankha, you know, you have seen Lakshmi Narayan or Vasudeva Krishna. You have seen the front page of Bhagavad-Gita, where you will see Krishna is blowing, some of the, not here, not this, but some others. He is holding the disc and he is the kans, which is the sign of knowledge. Okay, so there you see Kans is a constant companion. Sankha Chakra Gada Padma. Isn't it? These four are the Ayudhas. There each one is a person. So originally this conch is present in the hand of Krishna. But when Krishna takes birth, when he appears, not birth, appears in Vrindavan, he plays the flute. And that flute was a very melodious sound. The moment Krishna leaves Vrindavan from Akrur Ghat, what Akrur could see? The Krishna and Balram are still in the chariot, but he could see in Jamuna Vasudeva form, Shankha Chakra. So like that, Shankha Chakra Gada Padma and Ananta Dev. So like that, then that Vasudeva, he was holding the Kans. And Kans was bit proud. He was bit, false ego came to the mind of the Kans. Oh, I am a constant companion of Lord Krishna. He was comparing himself, who? That Kans, Panchajanya. Panchajanya is a person. Panchajanya Kans is a person. It's not a something dead matter like this. No, no, no. Krishna doesn't actually, he has to put any effort. He just puts his lips on the Kans and it blows very melodiously. Just like he plays his flutes, Venu Geet. So what happens? When Krishna was blowing the conch was so proud that I am been constantly, I am getting the Adharamrut, the nectar from the lotus lips of Lord Krishna. Even Mother Lakshmi doesn't have that fortune. See, Lord Krishna is always holding me in his hand. But Mother Lakshmi, very rarely she gets the opportunity where Krishna touches his hand, even though she is constantly serving Lord Krishna. So that is the reason why many times we practicing devotee, we do little bit sadhana. We chant few rounds, we give little lecture or we read some shastra, we do some seva, we immediately become proud. So Krishna will tolerate even anarthas like lust, greed, anger, but he will never tolerate ahankar. Pride is the worst enemy as far as devotees are concerned. But it comes. Who is not become proud? Every but is, even a pauper is proud of his penny. So like that, Panchajanya, if you hear the, it has been described that Mother Lakshmi practically cursed Panchajanya. Oh, you are so proud, be a demon. Be a demon. So that day, immediately, Kanch became a demon. That is Panchajanya, demon. So that Panchajanya, what, where you have heard this Panchajanya in the 10th canto of Bhagavatam? Do you remember which pastime? Lord Krishna went to Avantipur, Avanti. Avanti Nagar is currently Ujjaini, to read from Sandipani Muni. In 64 days, he learned all the 64 arts. So there, even that place is there, Sandipani Ashram is there. So there, Lord Krishna, he was residing. So that time, and Sandipani Muni, he, after finishing his course, he asked for a dakshina, Guru dakshina, to Krishna. So Krishna asked, what dakshina I can give you? You ask, you tell me. That time, what Sandipani Muni asked? The only child he had, the son, was taken away by a demon. Who was that demon? He is this Panchajanya. He was a demon. He was residing in the sea. So Krishna and Balram both went all the way. They were chasing the demon. And finally, they could kill the demon and the conch they retrieved. So they went to the Sutal Lok, where the son of this Sandipani Muni, they were there. Though Krishna and Balram took the son and they delivered to the Guru as Guru Dakshina. So Sandipan Muni was so pleased. He said, I am blessing you. Whatever you have learned will remain always fresh in your memory. In your consciousness, you will remember forever. Got this? So nice story. So like that, so this Panchajanya, why each conch is been differently mentioned? Because first of all, you should understand this conch, it suggests the five sons of the Pandavas are going to become victorious. They are going to win the battle. This is the main reason, and these are not ordinary conch, they are divine. As you could see, Panchajanya is Krishna. Anything related to Krishna is also divine. The mace, the Sudarshan Chakra, everything is divine. The lotus. So like that, and it proved that the opposite party is inferior. There is superiority complex. It created this, and all these conches are outstanding. They are not ordinary conch, and each conch is very unique. So in that sense, it has been mentioned, and it is called Divya Sankhyo. Divya Sankho. So the next word is Panchajana Rishikesa. The whole discussion, this text is on Rishikesh. Rishik means the senses. Isha means the controller. So who is Krishna? He is the Rishikesh. So in the 18th chapter of Bhagavad-Gita, 61st verse, what Krishna says? Iswara sarva bhutanam hruddesya arjuna tishtati brahmayan sarva bhutani jantra rudhani maya. So there Krishna is telling, I am present as Paramatma in the soul's heart. Soul has a heart. So soul's heart, Krishna is present as Paramatma. That is Kshirada Gosai Vishnu. So he gives the intelligence. And the same thing also 15th chapter, where is the verse? Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannimishta. This is Purushottam month. We are singing every day. Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannimishto. What is that? Matta smutir jnanam apohanam cha vedaisya sarve rahameva vedya vedanta krut veda chaham veda vid chaham. So there Krishna says, I am present in everybody's heart. Sarvasya, in all. That means here Krishna is Rishikesh. That means he is not only controlling Arjuna's senses. Krishna controls the senses of the living entity depending on the degree of surrender. The more we surrender, more Krishna personally. Krishna was sitting as a chariot driver, Partha Sarathi. But what he was doing? He was internally and externally, both. He was controlling the Arjuna's senses. Isn't it? So that is why it has been mentioned the actual commander in chief is not who? Who was the commander in chief? No, Bhishma is in the opposite part, on the Pandav side. Who was there? Arjuna. Okay, you can say Yudhishthir. Yudhishthir Maharaj, he was the king. So the real commander, he was Krishna. That is why his conch is mentioned to the first. Then later on Arjuna's conch. So now let us analyze in everybody, the super soul, Paramatma is there. It is mentioned in Srimad Bhagavatam in the first canto, chapter number 2, 11th verse. Very famous verse. Everybody must be knowing. Badanti tat tattavidas tattvam jadgyanam abhayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti sabdyate. So there it is mentioned that the same Krishna who is realized in 3 different stages, the second stage is called Paramatma, who is there residing in everybody's heart. So there, as a Paramatma, he is controlling all the senses. Without sanction of Krishna, we cannot even move an inch. So, and how he is doing? Very skillfully. Very skillfully he is directing all the senses. He is the master of the skill. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur sings a very beautiful song. He says, Tumi Hrishikesa Rusika Damiya. Tumi Hrishikesa means you are the control of my senses. You only control all our senses. We have no control at all. This is in Saranagati. Tumi Hrusikesa. You are the supreme controller. Even in the morning we get up. Where from the impetus to chant Hare Krishna comes? Who is prompting us chant Hare Krishna? Is Krishna as Paramatma. Who is asking you to hear Bhagavad Gita attentively? Otherwise mind is going here, there. So who is bringing the mind to hear Bhagavad Gita? It is Krishna. That is why he is Rishikesh. Every single activity we can see. And you see Prabhupada, while Prabhupada once was asked, where from you are getting this purpose? Prabhupada said, Krishna is sitting as Rishikesh. He is dictating, I am writing. Ramananda Rai, you have heard Ramananda Rai? What he is telling? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he entered the body of Ramananda Rai. That means Krishna will enter in a subtle form in our body and he will control our senses. Because senses are very subtle, we cannot see them. So that is how Krishna goes to that extent. So Raya Ramananda is telling, I am not telling, you are only telling. And you are asking questions, you are only answering. So like that. Similarly, we see when Parikshit Maharaj, he was asking questions. Who was prompting from inside? The Paramatma. Ask this question, which will be beneficial for the entire universe, the population at large. Similarly, we see Sanatana Goswami. He was also inspired by Rishikesh Krishna from inside to ask, Ke ami, ke no ame, tapatraya pai. Why I am suffering? Who am I don't know. And Chaitanya Charitamrita, he was written by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Where from he got? Madan Mohan, he entered his heart and he was dictating and Krishnadas Kaviraj was writing. There are 1,000 examples, so many. And just like a child, he knows my mother is going to protect me. Who is giving this intelligence? Paramatma, Hrishikesh. And we see even the non-devotees, what to speak of the devotees, even the non-devotees' senses are controlled by Krishna. That is why he is telling, I am the controlling the entire, this, how many Aksonis? 7 Aksonis. All the soldiers were there, horses, elephant, all together. So their senses will be controlled. So don't be worried, you are going to win this battle. So it was told right from the beginning by Krishna. And unless Krishna, he manifests in form of Nama Rupa Guna Lila in our senses, we are not going able to get the pleasure of chanting, or we cannot visualize the form of Krishna, we cannot understand Krishna, we cannot appreciate the qualities of Krishna, we cannot visualize the Leela of Krishna. So for that also, this Krishna is as Hrishikesa. So is mentioned like just like a puppet. The puppeteer, he pulls the strings and we all are, our senses are what? Like puppets. They are moving as per the direction of the Hrishikesh. So many ways we can discuss, just like a doctor. I belong to that profession. A doctor, he is giving some medicines, he is treating, he is doing some surgery, but is he sure he is going to save the patient? No, he is also depending on Rishikesh. Some of the doctors, they are excellent. They say the doctor has a very good hand. What does it mean? That he has Paramatma inside and he is so much devoted, so much faith that Paramatma directs him. Do this, give this medicine, do this test. This is the diagnosis. So everything Paramatma controls. So we have to understand this. Even we see some of the devotees, many newcomers, they don't know even English or Hindi, or let us say Sanskrit. And Paramatma empowers them in such a way, they become eloquent scholars in Sanskrit. They can recite slokas like incessantly. So all these things are controlled by the Paramatma. That is why Krishna is called Rishikesh. So now the next one is the Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya, who was, what is the meaning of Dhananjaya? Dhana means wealth. Arjuna, before the Rajasuya Yajna, Yudhishthira Maharaj sent different Pandavas in different directions. Arjuna went to north, and Bhim went to south, and just like all different directions, all the Pandavas were sent. And Arjuna brought an immense amount of wealth for Yudhishthira Maharaj. So that is why he's called, this name is unlimited. unlimited wealth. And that is why, and Yudhishthir Maharaj is here, he is addressed as Raja. Why is called Raja? Raja because he doesn't mean he was a king. That time Duryodhana was the king or Dhritarashtra was the king. Huh. But why he is called Raja? Because he was going to perform Rajasuya Yajna. That is why he is called Raja. So all these things, and Devadatta. Devadattam Dhananjaya. Devadatta is, Deva means demigod. Who is the demigod who gave the kans to Arjun? Who was Arjun's father? Indra, yes. So Indra, Lord Indra, he gave the kans to Arjun. That was also divine kans. So that is why it is called Devadatta. And next is Paundram Dadmo Mahasankham. As I said, it was a human skull. It was not the ordinary conch. Conch is actually a creature which lives in the sea. Usually you go to the Bay of Bengal, Arabian Sea. There are many people who will be selling. They kill the creature and they extract the skull. But Bhim, the particular name is called Paundram. It was like money, it creates a tremendous fear in the heart of the enemies. So, and here it is called Bhima Karma Brukadara. Brukadara, Bruka means it's a fire, a digestive fire. Normally, all of us have some fire in our stomach, but if you eat in the night time, we will not be able to digest properly. But Bhim had such a extra fire, it is called Bruka. There are so many fires. In the sea, we see the fire, which is called Badabagni. In the stomach, we see the fire, it is called Jataragni. And this Bruka Agni, also Bruko is also another fire, which is only found in Bhim. It is mentioned that while he was in, Bhim is a son of Vayudev, he came as Madhvacharya. He was a very small kid. That time he was given that chana, this peas, fried peas. He could, at the small age, he could digest so many amount of peas. You know how much Bhim used to eat. And he used to carry his mother and other 4 brothers on his shoulder. You have heard this in Mahabharata, in the Lakshagraha, which was made of paraffin. He set fire, Bhim, and made a tunnel. Through the tunnel he came out. And all the Lakshagraha was burnt out. So Duryodhana thought the Pandavas had died. Actually he came out. And after he came out, everybody was tired. So Bhim was carrying. So every person used to give half of their meal to Bhim. And he used to eat. And see, the point is, Brukodara doesn't mean eating and sleeping. As a devotee, we should know, we should eat nice prasadam. Just now you had a very wonderful prasadam. 2 sabjis, rice, dal, chapati. You can eat. Prabhupada says, no problem. Even on Ekadasi. But work. Don't eat and sleep. Then you will be mode of ignorance. So that is why Brukodar Bhima used to do Herculean tasks. That is why the word is Bhima Karma. Bhima Karma means, you have heard, and in the purport, Prabhupada says, he killed a demon Hidimba. Hidimba, he was a very powerful demon. Actually, while Bhim came out with his mother and other brothers, they were tired, so they were taking rest in the forest. A dense forest was there. And that time, Hidimba, he was nearby, he sent his sister Hidimba to eat or to bring these brothers of Bhim, including Bhim, to him. But Hidimba, she came and she could see Bhim, a beautiful form of Bhim. She was so enamored. She had conjugal attraction for Bhim. So she transformed herself to a beautiful female form. And then she proposed, I want to marry Bhim. Bhim said, who are you? Why you have come? Then she told everything. My brother, he's a demon, he wants to kill. Then, okay, I have some mystic power. I can carry all of you and your life will be saved. No, we are not cowards. Who? Bhim told. I want to fight. I am not afraid of any demons. I can kill thousands of demons with one stroke. Bhim had 10,000 elephants power. We say horse power, elephant power, 10,000. So that much power was there. So practically, then Hidimba came Hidimba, he saw Hidimba is not coming back. So he had a doubt. Then he came and he saw all these things are happening. Then he first wanted to kill Hidimba. Then she said, no, no. First you have to tackle with Bhim. I am going to marry him. If you defeat him, then that's it. So then Bhim had a strong fight. He could grab, and it is said he made his body into two pieces just by bending his body. So also Bakasur. Bakasur, another, there are some cakes. Each person of the village was supposed to be sent to Bakasur. He was eating, he was a man eater. So, like that, that time the host house, Bhim with his mother and everybody, other brothers, they were taking shelter. So, in the night, that person's son's turn came. So, she was crying, the mother was crying. Then Bhim said, why are you crying? What happened? Kunti Maharani said, no, 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 I am going to lose my child that Bakasur is going to eat. Then Bhim went. On the way, he ate all the cakes and he reached there and he killed easily Bakasur. And the another was Kichak. Kichak, Kichak is another demon. So all these demons were killed by Bhim. That is why he is called Bhima Karma. So all these words you heard, Bhima Karma, Rukodara, and so So in this episode, we have, in this text basically, we have seen how all these transcendental conches, which were, after it is blown, Prabhupada writes, particular types of conch shell blown by different personalities on the side of the Pandavas, beginning with lords, were all very encouraging to the. So it was like a stimulus. It was encouraging the soldiers of the Pandavas to fight against the Kauravas. And here we see the Rishikesha word, which has been elaborately described. So here Prabhupada says Krishna is acting as a supreme director. Supreme director. So entire, you have heard in Mahabharata, while all the weapons were shot towards Arjun, Krishna actually he controlled all the weapons. Nothing could damage Arjun. At the end of Mahabharata war, when there was a turn, so Krishna told Arjun, you first get out of the chariot. Arjun said, no, no, you are, by that time Arjun had already surrendered. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you first get down. Then he said, no, you first get down, Arjun. Then Arjun came out. After just Arjun came out, then Krishna, the moment he stepped out of the chariot, immediately it was blasted. So all the weapons which Krishna, by his mystic power, he is God, so he had control over all the weapons. So every weapon practically that struck the chariot, it was blown just like a bomb blast. It was shattered into pieces. You understand? So how that is the position of Krishna. So actually Arjuna, he was externally telling Krishna, go in this direction, that direction. But Krishna was internally, in the heart of Arjuna, as Paramatma, he was telling him, you employ this celestial weapon, you employ that weapon. So everything is practically controlled by Krishna. That is the meaning, internal meaning of this. The time is getting another 2 minutes. So then in the next verse, we'll hear Ananta Vijayam Raja Kuntiputra Dhujisthiraha Nakulaha Sahadevascha Sughasa Manipuspako. So like that, there are other soldiers who had come to fight in favor of the Pandavas. So their names will come. So then, so like that, the war will going to start. So with this, we are ending today's discussion. So Prabhuji has come already. Rishikesh Prabhu, Krishna Prabhu. So you are going to hear from him the Bhagavad Amrita Bindu. So I hope these three cons, you understood why they are so unique. I'm just summarizing. What is the significance of Rishikesha? Prabhuji's name is also Rishikesh Krishna Prabhu. So now Rishikesh Prabhu has come. He is going to control your senses and he is going to send you back to Godhead. जय भगवद गीता की जय, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, उपस्थित समस्त भक्त वृंद की जय, निताय गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि बोल।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.